My name is Mark Noseworthy. I'm the producer on Dawn of War 2, and today we're going to be showing off multiplayer, really walking people through how it works, what the objectives are, how the resourcing works, what's the role of base building, what's all the stuff about your hero. Yeah, just showing you the game.
So can we jump in and see what kind of armies we got?
You bet. So I'm going to go ahead and create just a custom game here, a private one, because I want to play skirmish against the AI. So one of the things we're adding in Dawn of War 2 is, of course there are 4 races to play as. You got your Space Marines, you've got the wild and feral orcs, you've got the Space Ninjas, the Eldar, and the Tyranids. But not only do you choose a race, you also choose a hero. And what the hero does, it really allows you to really customize the way you play even more than just on a race level. So like in Company Heroes, we had something we call these doctrines that you choose in the middle of battle. You'd make a choice and you'd stick to it, and you'd get certain abilities and units. Now we've removed that decision and put it before the game starts. So for instance, with the Space Marines, if I choose the Space Marines, I've got 3 heroes to choose from. You've got the Force Commander. He's a real brawler and bruiser. He gets right into combat. But not everyone likes to fight a lot, right? So you can also choose the healer, the Apothecary. He gets to stay back a little bit more. He can get in a bit of action. He's not as good at melee combat as a Force Commander, but he can toss guys, heal all over the place, and really revive guys better than any other unit in the game. And then, some units just like to play sneakier, right? They like to go around the map and build stuff. They like to build turrets and protect points and build, like in Company Heroes, you can build forward barracks. Well, the Tech Marine can build orbital relays, and guys can reinforce around it now. So each of these guys can pretty much build the same army, but they also get unique war gear, right? They got their unique innate abilities, and they also come with their own global abilities. So the way I see the commanders is like you choose a race because there's a certain race that you kind of identify with in terms of the lore and the IP. It's like, I want to be Knights in Space, cool. But then you choose a hero, almost to like pick a class, kind of like an RPG, where do I want to be a healer? Do I want to be a support unit? Or do I want to be a tank? Right? I'm going to choose to be a tank. I'm going to be the Force Commander. But before I go into that, let's show you guys the other heroes that you can choose. The Orcs, they've also got an offensive specialist, the War Boss. And you got a stealth unit, the Commando Knob. And then their support unit is the Mech Boy. Over in the Eldar, we got the Warlock. He's the offensive specialist. And you've got a teleport unit, the Warp Spider Exarch. And then another support unit in the Farseer. And lastly, we've got the Tyranids. So of course, you've got the massive Hive Tyrant, the offensive unit. We've got a much sneakier unit in the Tunneler, the Ravener Alpha. And then we've got an ambush specialist, the Lictor. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a Force Commander because I like being a tank, and I like getting into melee. I don't like staying back too much, so let's get started. So I'm just going to play a 2-player game here against this normal computer. Should be fine.
While we're loading, can you tell what hardware we're seeing this running on currently?
Yeah, we're running this on a pretty good machine right now. The Microsoft folks like to give us good PCs, so it's pretty nice. We've got GTX 280 and I think like Intel i7, so it's good. It's a good PC. We have recently released our specs, our min and recommended specs, so this is well in excess of those. But okay, so the first thing you see when you start a multiplayer match is your base. So this is the Space Marine headquarters, and this is where I build units. This is where I tech up my guys. I start off with my Force Commander and a squad of scouts. Now the purpose of the objective of multiplayer is to control territory. As you'll see on the mini-map here, there are various different points. Some are resources and some are victory points. And this is where the score is tabulated up at the top. So right now there's 3 victory points in the game, none of them are captured, right? So if I go on the mini-map, this is where one of the points is. There's another one to the south, another one to the deep, deep south over here. So that's basically the objective, is for me to get over there and capture those points and hold them as long as possible. But there are also 2 other types of points worth capturing. One over here is this is a requisition point. So this is one of the resource types. And then we also have power nodes. So I'm going to go ahead and send my scouts and Space Marines out. try to capture one of these points.
Objective in sight. We shall secure those resources.
So I'm going to get these scouts to capture this power node, and I send my force commander on to this victory point at the bottom. Because I don't want to get caught behind. You know, it's really important to be, you know, really getting into combat. It's one of the things we're trying to do in Dawn of War. What we've always been doing in Dawn of War is getting people straight into combat. That's why we really de-emphasize base building and said move the base building out onto the field and out onto the individual units.
This is Imperial territory now.
So now that I've captured this point, just like the original Dawn of War and in Company Heroes, I can upgrade the point with this power node, which will basically provide it with additional defense, make it tougher for the enemies to capture it. And once this node's up, I can build generators to get more power out of this point. And that's a choice you have to make as a player. Do I want to invest this money into these points, or do I want to invest this money into upgrades for my units?
Strategic objective in sight.
So we've got this victory point captured, and you can see the AI is also captured a point. So we're at a standstill right now. So I finally got some, good resources trickling in here. So I can, go back to my base and I can, build some new units, or I can upgrade my hero. I'm going to upgrade my force commander right now instead because I want to get into some combat. And I'm thinking of upgrading with this power sword, which will make him more effective.
Arming power sword.
And my scouts, I'm going to give them shotguns because these shotguns can knock guys back and make them a really good combination. So, together they'll be a pretty good team.
Additional power is required.
So I need more power. So how am I going to get more power? Well, I could capture more power points, which I'll do. You can also upgrade. You can call in more generators. So right now I'm getting 9 resources right now, but I can click so I can buy these generators and they'll come in down to the space. I'm going to max it out though. And once these are built, I'll get 4 times more resources than I was before. So that's pretty sweet.
Go ahead, in position.
Okay. So you can see my power sword's been built now.
Territory now.
I got my shotguns.
Generator operational. Generator operational.
Okay. So this is a 1v1 game that we're playing here, mostly for demonstration purposes. Our default game mode is 3v3 because we want it to be really cooperative-based game, and we want people playing with their friends,
Support
right?
Structure complete.
Is it like Company where you have to have the same faction on each side?
No, it's not. Yeah, so you can, a team of Tyranids, Eldar, and Space Marines can join up and form a party, which is something pretty important. World War II it didn't really make sense, but definitely in this universe it does. So as you can see, I've been fighting with a pretty small army so far. But that's all going to change very soon. I'm going to just decap this point here. Okay, my hero's about to die, so I'm going to retreat him back to the base. If your hero gets back at the base, he can heal. I'm actually going to go back to the base here. Now, one of the cool things about Dawn of War 2 is you don't need to be at your base to build stuff, right? We've got a hotkey button here. You can pop up, and you can move over to your base, but even if I'm out, over here, I can still build things, right? I can tech up, I can, purchase new units, bring in some resources here. I'm going to regroup a bit because I'm feeling a bit vulnerable there. Now I'm fully healed up. I'm also going to start, building some more guys. So I've got quite a bit of resources. I'm going to unlock Tech 2 because I really like getting plasma cannons out really early because they're really effective against vehicles and
operational
and points that have been captured and really good at disrupting the enemy.
Was that upgrade in position?
No, this one is queuing right now. So I'm going to queue up Devastator Marines. And I'm going to give my hero some extra armor to give him more health. So I'm just getting going there pretty fast.
Have become available, Commander.
You can see my scouts here can also upgrade their squad with a sergeant. You've got a shotgun and a sniper rifle.